Yo, what's good? What's good? It's Stormybman, and I am back. Welcoming you to the post-fight show with Stormybman for this Saturday, July 22nd, 2023. This is the post-fight show for Kambosos versus Hughes that just finished this broadcast on ESPN. Once again, we have boxing, but not in the way that we would like. I mean, there's some things always happening in the sport that make us realize that the best of efforts aren't always going forward in the sport of boxing. I want to say salute to everybody out there. Please smash the like button as you come into the building. We're going to talk about this fight a little bit while I make a small editing adjustment on my main page of the show. I don't know, I've been kind of messing up a little bit on my spelling lately. I don't know what's going on with my spelling, but I'm here to correct some stuff here. Yeah, let's go up and see who we got in the building. Get things squared off right away. Yave, no smoke is in the building saying, let's go, Sensei. Yes, sir. We also have my man Drew Titan LLC out there in that super chat saying, set it off early. Salute to the mighty LDBC. Yes, sir. Appreciate your super chat there, Drew, man. Dragon Fang is out there saying, let's go. Dragon Fang. What a name. So yeah, man, we're going to get through here. Let's see, AJ64 saying salute. Cassandra, how you doing? Queen out there saying, I know you have some great thoughts, Stormy B, man. Salute to you as well, sister. Eric H in the building. Stephen L. the Mac out there saying, Sensei, please tell you seen the yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're going to talk about it. Just be patient, brother. Just be patient. Cali World is out there saying salute. AJ says, what kind of scoring was that? Tony G in the building saying, I had Hughes winning the fight. Universal Truth is out there saying salute. Watcher, my man. He said, man, that really effing pissed me off. We're going to talk about it. Mangus Allen out there saying, what's up, man? What's up with you, man? Learn is out there saying, I don't know what to say. I'm kind of speechless, Stormy B, man. Take it away. I'll sit back and listen. Yeah, you know I'm going to do what I got to do. William Old School back in the building. Salute, Stormy B, man. Peace, my brother. And y'all smash the like button, people, when entering the building. Peace. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Todd Swindle is out there saying, salute, Stormy B. And Watcher says, holy crap, that was really bad. Found myself yelling at the TV. Anthony Bolton back in the building. Salute. See who else we got out here. Some of you guys are still expressing your sentiments. I understand. Mangus Allen says, Shakur and Keyshawn both looking at George like food. Mental Bar Hotel out there saying, salute to you, Stormy B, man. Right back at you, brother. Alfred Yasharala is out there saying, salute, Stormy B, man. How's everything? Everything is good, brother. Everything is good. Thrill Hill saying, salute, Stormy B. Right back at you. Sylvester is out there saying, BS from Top Rank. Hey, man, y'all don't know the half of it. Wait till I get going. I'm just trying to greet you guys as you come into the building. Just smash the like button for me, please. I'm trying to acknowledge everybody as they come through, man. But, yeah, listen. ESPN, and I got them. Hold on a second. Let me mute this from my backdrop because I do have the audio going. They still talking about Fulton and Inoue. But listen, man. Where do I begin? I'll tell you where I'll begin. I'll begin from the very start. As the fighters came out for the intros, Maxie Hughes came out first, okay? And George Kambosos came out second. Now, the irony of this whole thing, for some of you all who don't follow the sport like a lot of us content creators, because it's our job to be able to bring the information to you and bring it to you correctly, right? So when you understand that you have information to feed to the people, just know that I speak all the time about everything as it comes down the pipe. Sometimes I like to allow people to do what they do. But I dropped my pre-fight video on this particular fight. I dropped it on Thursday morning. So if you go to my main page, my video breakdown for this fight was on my main page from Thursday morning. That was my Thursday morning premiere. Now, understand this. Maxie Hughes came to the ring first. ESPN did not. Now, stand by, people. Stand by when you listen to what I'm about to say to you. T-Berry, I see you out there. What's good with you? King Styles Productions, what's good? Please take in, Dank Father, I see you as well, brother. Chilltown Majors, take in what I'm about to say. Maxie Hughes was the IBO lightweight champion. They never acknowledged it. Maxie Hughes lost his IBO championship tonight to George Kambosos, and we'll talk about the decision in a minute. But I'm laying the groundwork for you here, because I want you to understand what you're looking at when you look at ESPN, people. Maxie Hughes was the IBO lightweight champion. He hails from the UK. His record broadcast on ESPN was like 7 and something, but it was incorrect. But they only had him as having less than 10 fights, okay? Maxie Hughes' record, people, is 26-6 now with tonight's dropped decision with 2 draws, okay? And out of those fights, Hughes only has 5 KOs. Did you hear what I said? So why did ESPN change his record for the broadcast? I would like to know that. Why did they change this man's record for the broadcast? And they recorded him as having less than the amount of fights than he actually had. Can you say there's something fishy there? I mean, I want you guys to pay attention to this. (26-6) with 2 draws, 5 KOs. He's been stopped twice. He's 33 years old, and he's out of the UK. His nickname, his fighting ring name is Maximus. So you had Ferocious George and Maximus in there tonight going at it. Now, when George won the fight, they hung their belt on his shoulder in front of the cameras, didn't they? But they did not allow you to see Maxie Hughes enter the ring with his belt. Is there something fishy going on? Please, I cannot be the only one. I talked about this fight Thursday. Thursday morning was my video. I want you all to understand what games they play with the public, the masses. Remember them showing Vasily Lomachenko with an undefeated record of 14-0 sitting ringside at one of the broadcasts when he had already lost? They should not be able to be on the air when they give the public such misinformation. That's outright lying, people. But see, this is the state that we have moved into the world now, where we see on a regular basis our politicians, our police, our mayors, everybody can lie. The president can lie straight with no accountability and just tell you whatever they want to tell you. The matrix is broken. It's broken, people. But for those who were never awakened, it doesn't really matter. For those who have been awakened, it's really crappy, people. It's crappy. You can see this for what it really is. This is not George Kambosos Jr.'s fault. The fact that he couldn't solve the southpaw that Maxie Hughes was this evening is not his fault. But why are the judges propping him up for victory in a title bout that they didn't even acknowledge the champion? 117 to 111? Joseph Mason? You've got to be kidding me. I had this fight scored 7 rounds to 5, with George winning the last couple of rounds. I had Maxie Hughes outboxing him, landing solid punches, running George into straight lefts all night long, the same way he did Kid Galahad back in September of 2022. I covered that fight. I had a post-fight and I talked about it. $114 to 114 by David Sutherland was a decent approach, depending on if you're sitting ringside, you know you're only seeing things from certain angles. I can give you that. Gerald Ritter had it 115 to 113. Again, sitting ringside, sitting ringside, you can score it that way because of where you are positioned. But Joseph Mason with 117 to 111 was a total biased scorecard. The fix was in, and ESPN should be ashamed of themselves. This was one of those situations where one man could box and another man could not solve the problem that the boxer presented him, and that was George Kambosos Jr. He can't box people. If you're going to stand in front of him and fight like T.O. did for 3/4 of the fight that they fought, you're going to make him look like a live wire. All night long, Maxie Hughes was taking a half a step back and countering with his straight lefts, countering with left uppercuts, countering with his right elbow, which is an illegal shot. He threw that many times during the fight. Never got a warning from the ref either. But this was horrible. This has to be one of the worst scorecards of the year, people. One of the worst. And ESPN should be ashamed of themselves. How they introduced this man who was a champion, even though the IBO isn't one of the 4 major belts. It's still a belt. You're still letting George now parade around with it in the aftermath, right? But you didn't allow Maxie to enter the ring on camera, brandishing it, stating that he's the champ. What are we doing here? I've seen some horrible things, but tonight it really leaves a disgusting taste in the mouth, because Maxie Hughes from the UK, and like I stated earlier, has 5 losses on his record, now 6, deserved more consideration than what ESPN gave them. I don't know if they're trying to keep George Kambosos in the loop for Vasyl Lomachenko and some other fighters from the lightweight division on that side of the street, and they're setting him up to be fed as cannon fodder for Lomachenko, Shakur, or someone like that. But still, Maxie Hughes won this fight. He won. I am totally disgusted by what happened with this. And like I said, I don't blame George. George boxed as well as he could, which was very poorly. But Maxie had a good game plan. Just run him into punches all night long. Exactly the same way he did Kid Galahad last September. Okay, I just put a poll up there for you guys. Forgive me for being silent a moment while I was writing it out. But I put a poll up there that's asking, how should ESPN be handled with their deception? Now understand, their deceptions run very deep. With these, with what they're doing, the inappropriate register of fighters' records, you're lying to the masses, and you're deceiving the fight game, the sport. The fact that you're not acknowledging champions, but you're holding title belts and you're letting people walk around on camera in the post fight with belts around their waist. The deception is ridiculous. You're constantly showing a fight as a championship fight, even when you don't want to acknowledge championship fights. And even when fights aren't really championship fights. It's like ridiculous. But they are worse than any other network. They're worse than PBC. They're worse than DAZN. The ESPN is, I'm telling you people, That's a sinking ship right now. A sinking ship. Now, when I say protest, that's protest by fighters, okay? That's not us. That's the fighters. Because the fighters have to say something. They have to stand up. And they have to be heard. This is really, really bad. I mean, they came... They gave the guy, they said he had 7 fights or something. This man has over 30 fights. So if you're casually flipping through the stations and you say, oh, there's some boxing on ESPN, and you're right there at the fighters' introductions and you see them talking about Maxie Hughes, and you're like, oh, he's fighting this guy. But then you look up, and as they're introducing George, you see George's record, and it's like, oh, that guy is 20-2, and he's fighting a guy with 7 fights. It's like, it's deception. This is crazy, family. This is absolute absurdity. They're doing this, and they think that it's okay, that they can get away with it. When boxing a southpaw, one of the simple tactics is to keep your foot on the outside of his lead foot. Your left foot should be on the outside of his lead foot, which is his right foot. Kambosos couldn't negotiate that all night long. And even when he came close to doing it, Maxie Hughes was smart enough to take a few steps outside and make him reset so he can come right back in and get hit with straight lefts. He rocked Kambosos a couple of times. Kambosos rocked him a couple of times. I had stated that I expected the fight to be like Gotti versus Ward, which is kind of like not so much warring, but bloodbath, bleeding, and there were cuts from headbutts and everything. But two guys who were very crude in their styles, like Gotti and Ward. And I wasn't expecting a lot of pristine, state-of-the-art boxing, but enough of rumbling that can make you decide decisively who you think is winning. And that was Maxie Hughes. I'm sorry. We had a few more family come in the building. Let's see who we got here. Okay, Mike Biggs Boxing. I see you out there, brother. Mr. Talk Too Much, 817 in the building. What's good? Jared 011 Green, what's happening, man? Watcher says, I voted other. Yeah, the whole thing is to stir the interest in how it should be handled. But it should be addressed. No doubt about it. Isaiah GQ, what's good with you? And what's up with Shakur Stevenson sitting up there talking about he don't want to fight Kambosos because he'll stop him? It's like, dude, when have you last stopped somebody? That's a whole nother subject. Anyway, the boxing was not very good. But that didn't mean that Maxie Hughes didn't deserve his win. William says corruption at its finest. Foxing fan says Hughes was the belt holder too. You got to take the belt as well. I already spoke on that, Foxing fan. I already put that out there. They didn't even, ESPN didn't even acknowledge that Maxie Hughes was a champion. They gave a fraudulent record of his, and then as soon as the fight is over, they hang the belt on George Kambosos' shoulder. But they advertised the fight as an eliminator fight. Come on, man. You can't make this stuff up. It's ridiculous. I didn't like that at all, family. I didn't like it at all. Salute to Jared 011 Green out there in that super chat. We appreciate you, Jared. He says, "Yeah, Stormy, this is ridiculous. And what the heck happened to Stephen Shaw tonight?" Stephen Shaw. Hey, man, I didn't see Stephen Shaw's fight. I was looking at the wrong part of ESPN, and I missed it. But I was listening to the brother Tay Jones. Shout out to Tay. Good fight call tonight, Tay. And he informed us that Stephen got knocked out. I was like, oh my goodness, man. That brother, I was pulling for him. And, you know, I have to go back and watch his fight to see what happened. I saw the highlight clip that they showed, but I don't really know how the fight went because I didn't see the fight. But it's unfortunate that he didn't come through tonight. Very unfortunate. And thank you for the super chat, Jared 011 Green. But man, let me tell you, Kambosos Jr. was having trouble getting going tonight. He just couldn't get it going. And he looked bad. Salute to TS Boxing. He says, very disappointed in Shaw last time, and this time even worse. Yeah, unfortunately, man. But see, that's what happens, man. You know, these guys, watchers right, too many shots. You can't be getting hit, man. You got to learn how to get out of the way of them shots, man. Block them, slip them, let them go off the shoulders and elbows and things of that nature. Stop catching them on the face and the chin. We talk about this all the time. All the time I talk about this. Yeah, it's very unfortunate, man, that Shaw got stopped tonight. But I don't know, man. We gotta raise some hell about ESPN. It really stinks how they went about their business tonight. I mean, first of all, the deception on the record of the fighter. Secondly, the not acknowledging that he was a champion. Third, the judge's scoring of the fight. This is really bad, man. It sucks. It's like, and this is all on the heels of and their advertising we got coming up, right? Stephen Fulton and Monster Inoue. And that's gonna be looking pretty shady going in. See, it's like, imagine if I'm on the air, right? And every time I come on the air, I'm giving you the wrong records, huh? Stories that's not true and, whatever. It's like, I will build that reputation, right? Like, oh, don't go to this guy because it's, but they are putting on professional events. And they're just totally deceiving the masses. That's very unprofessional. It's like, I don't even recall that happening prior to this modern date. Where is the integrity at, people? Salute to Main Biker. He says ESPN made a lot of errors in these past 3 years. Man, have they? They've really been looking shitty, man. They really have. Almost to the degree where you just want to say they have no integrity. And then they even make errors in who they let go, huh? There's some people that should be gone and some people that should really be gone, huh? I don't know, family. It's like I don't have very much commentary outside of what I expressed on that, because it's so blatantly obvious. You all saw it for yourselves. It's like, it's not breaking news. It's horrible news. Yeah, Queen, I just said that a moment ago. No integrity at all. No integrity. Yeah, Queen, and that thing about the stacking of the wraps, even that noted hand wrapping trainer / cut man / whatever you want to call him, all utility, all purpose man, Stitch Duran, coming out saying that it's BS. It's BS when someone complains about it, But it's not BS when you're doing it or you're working for a guy who's been doing it for a long time and you're paid very well. Huh? Yeah. Just because someone has worked for years in corners doesn't mean that they're valuable. Did we not hear Mark Breland, who worked with Deontay Wilder for years? Did we not hear him lie and said, when Deontay said that maybe his water was compromised, did we not hear Mark Breland say, I didn't give him water? And you go back and watch the fight in question after the first round and every ensuing round after that, when Deontay walked back to the corner, Mark Breland was meeting him before he got to the corner completely, putting water in his mouth. No integrity. No integrity. Yeah, Main Biker says what's really bad also is when ESPN mess up, they don't come back and tell us that they made an error. No, they don't. And that is really something. When you cannot admit to making a mistake and you make the type of mistake that everyone can see, and you don't want to even acknowledge it, you want to act like it didn't happen. Garbage. You are therefore garbage when you're operating like that. 64% says protest about ESPN's erroneous deceptions. Watch your way to be on point. Way to be on point, brother. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, but the point is, AJ, is the lack of integrity. He said that he wasn't, and there's freaking video evidence. Remember, he also said things like Wilder didn't run and didn't jump rope, and and there's video of Wilder doing all those things. And he went overseas and talked to those people over there and tried to say they set him up. Man, thank goodness he ain't working with nobody right now, as far as I know. And hopefully he'll never work with another fighter again. Healer, the teacher, what's good with you, bro? Queen says, I guess they gave the fight to Bozo because they want to get a return on their investment. What kind of return can they get out of him, though? Seriously. If anything, it just means to me that they want to change the complexion of the roster. That's all. Huh? A new paint job, so to speak. Queen, that depends on how you're looking at the sport, because I was more than aware of Hughes. I watched his fight against Galahad. He defeated Galahad fighting the same way he fought Kambosos. Galahad couldn't get out of the way of those straight lefts all night long, and he won a decision. I think it might have been a majority decision over Galahad, but he won it. And if you go back to his fights before Devin Haney, Kambosos had won 3 straight split decisions, starting with Teofimo going back. Teofimo was a split decision in November of 21. Lee Selby was a split decision in October of 20. And Mickey Bay was a split decision victory in December of 2019. So split decisions, that's like you're coming out by a hair. So when we look at this was neutral ground for both men, and it should have just come out fair and square. But there's something in Top Rank that stinks. At the end of the day, that's what that is. It stinks. Well, Queen, why you keep calling him Maxi Priest? I just want to be close to you. Maxi Priest. Well, the way they was bleeding from headbutts, they needed some maxi pads in there with all that blood tonight. I don't know, man. Man. That's okay, Queen, because I do too. I be creating nicknames for folks too. It's just something I like to do. I've been doing that since I was a kid. And usually the nicknames I come up with will stick forever. People be mad as hell. They be like, "Ah, Stormy just gave me another one of them stupid nicknames." Yep. Daniel Mitchell, what's good, bro? But let's talk about Mr. Keyshawn, huh? Keyshawn Davis, who was fighting in a 10-rounder tonight. Keyshawn, he won a majority. He won I think it was a unanimous decision he won, but Keyshawn needs some work, y'all. But they put him in against a veteran fighter who could give him rounds. And that's exactly what happened. He fought, and there were a couple of instances he got rocked, got tagged pretty clean, but he had good poker face. He was able to, survive the threats and whatnot. But I'll say this, it was tough. Keyshawn has a lot of bad habits that his coaches, trainers, need to buckle down on him and get him out of those bad habits, because if he doesn't get rid of those bad habits that I saw and spoke about tonight, he's not going to go very far. First of all, his footwork. That marching after somebody and all of that, and putting one foot in front of the other, crossing his feet over. No smooth footwork. Veteran fighters can look at that and decide to take him apart. As soon as he crosses those feet, bang, he'll be on his ass. That licking his tongue out and all of that stuff, stop it. Knock that mess off. Stop it. You get punched in exchanges where somebody nail you, you bite your tongue off. I like when my wrenches are taking care of business. Thank you, Jay Gibson. You guys are on point tonight, and I appreciate it. I really do. one of the major differences between Stevenson, Davis, and Crawford is that Crawford has natural ability. He understands boxing, and he gets very serious about his boxing. Those other two young men, as talented as they may be, do not approach with the same seriousness. Shakur is going to get a wake-up call as well. Keyshawn is definitely going to get a wake-up call if they don't start zeroing in on him now. I did not like his performance. Yes, he won. But the things that he did that really irked me are of such nature that I know it's going to come back and bite him if he doesn't stop it right now. He's got to stop this foolishness. You're a professional fighter now, and you haven't done anything yet. And they're celebrating him like he's a world titleist or something at this time, and he's not. And the way that he got clipped by Francesco Patera tonight, a real good fighter catches him, and he'll be on the canvas. And this thing he does with his hands where he's like swimming, reaching at the guy trying to touch him, and cat paws, I call it. Stop that foolishness as well. I won't say hurt main biker, but he got rocked several times tonight and was very good with his poker face, because one of the times it was near the end of a round, and the other couple of times he was able to bluff his way through. It's just that Pantera didn't have enough of good offense to sustain something after, getting something in. He wasn't good at following up, but he was a durable fighter, and he did the job that if you're Davis's people, you wanted to get him rounds. He got rounds. And he doesn't throw his punches properly either. The technique on his punches is kind of poor. See, those bad habits in the gym, when you're playing around a lot and you kind of like, they don't get serious, they don't make you buckle down and focus up. I can see he's been given leeway. And just because he may have had some success in the amateurs, in the pros, man, it's a different game. It's a different game. You got to buckle down. You got to tighten it up. But that crossing up of the feet, I can see him getting nailed and finding himself on the canvas, because that's going to happen if he doesn't correct it. And it'll happen soon. The thing about that, Queen, is I don't see Bud doing those things. And you also have to understand that when Bud is like got cameras around in his gym and Like even when they were doing this all access stuff, some of the stuff he does is just for the cameras. The real smart fighters know what to give you and what not to give you. But what I'm saying about Keyshawn and Shakur is I can tell that there are things that they've been allowed to get away with that should not happen. They just should not happen. And Keyshawn pulls back with his chin up in the air too. Gotta stop that. He has no inside game. None whatsoever. And because he doesn't throw his punches properly when he's in mid-range, his punches are ineffective. William says, Stormy, I really hate bringing this up, but I know you noticed that neither Kambosos nor Hughes knew how to go to the body. I kept screaming at the TV, body, body, body. Listen, Keyshawn didn't know how to go to the body either. When he dropped Pantera with that right hand counter punch and he got up, he immediately started trying to hit him upside the head again. He never threw a body punch. I'm like, dude, body, the body, the body. But see, William, that's part of what we've talked about on this channel, where there are a lot of fighters who aren't getting the proper education. They're not being schooled and tooled properly. It can come across like I'm hating on modern trainers, but I'm not. It's like you see it, and the reason that you see it more than likely is a lot of the times because I mention it. And you start to look for it. And you're like, yeah, he ain't going to the body either. That's as simple as it is. Right there. So this was like a fill-in night of boxing, right? I mean, it's unfortunate what happened to Stephen Shaw, man. I hate that the brother got stopped. Hope he take a little time off, and if he's going to continue, make some adjustments. Make some adjustments. Watcher, you could be right, man. You could be right. But see, when I was critiquing him earlier, a couple of fights back, before he lost the one before tonight, I was talking about those kind of things, and I was talking about he's going to have to make some decisions about, and here we are. That's why it's unfortunate in my mind, because I didn't want to see that. I didn't want to see that from him. I was having better hope for him. You know, Big Baby can go that same route. I still believe that Martin took it easy on him. Charles Martin took it easy on him. Yeah, William, he said, I said the same thing, Stormy. Yeah. You know, it's one of the things I do is I give it straight, man. I try not to sugarcoat it and all of that. I just try to say it straight because these are men. And men need to receive instruction the correct way. You can't be soft-shoeing it. You got to be firm. You got to be businesslike. You got to be with purpose. And that's how they have to approach their craft. Anything less than that, and you're going to have subpar performance and lackluster effort. And that kid Milton better watch out too, because he's another that's gonna run into some situations soon as they step up that opposition. Well, part of that, William, is the promoters are not always doing their jobs. If you really notice, especially on like Top Rank or whatever, they're always putting their fighters in one-sided fights. One-sided. Now, the Kambosos Hughes fight wasn't one-sided, but the scoring was. And for as much as Crawford was having his success, they wouldn't match him up against the fighters against, PBC or somewhere else, because they only want their fighters to be the champ. It's really a shitty situation. And then they don't promote anybody. That's why when the brothers and sisters out here in the community refer to them as top prank, it's really that. They're playing a prank on the sport for those who follow the sport. And if you come to a place where you may command a salary, you know, that's getting up there. They really don't want you to do anything, and they want to keep you in a slave contract and make you pay these exorbitant fees to break your contract and everything. It's just really, it's bad, y'all. It's bad. But I don't like talking about that business part of boxing because that's what'll make you just turn off from it. Yeah, it's really, that part really sucks, man. It sucks big time. Let me take a moment here to go to my man Focus Ball with his commercial break for the Focus Balls. Yeah.
Get ready to take your striking game to the next level with the Focus Ball. Dramatically improved footwork, timing, head movement, hand-eye coordination, reflex, and overall fight IQ. It's lightweight and extremely portable, so you can train every time, everywhere. When you don't have a coach to do mitt work, get a Focus Ball. When you don't have a heavy bag to hit, get a Focus Ball. When you don't have a sparring partner, get yourself a Focus Ball. And when you just want to have fun punching and kicking, get a Focus Ball. When you train with the Focus Ball, you train your eyes and your brain to read punches so that you can hit and not get hit, making this very simple device a must-have for all combat sports athletes and enthusiasts alike. So if you want to take your striking game to the next level, don't wait. Get the Focus Ball now.
Gotta get you some of that gear. I'm telling you, man, for those who haven't purchased any other Stormybman gear, you're just cheating yourself, huh? We got quality stuff out there, man. And I would wear more of the hats and stuff while I'm on the air, but sometimes it'd be in front of the camera and stuff. I'm like, you know, but yeah, I got everything. You get you something. Get you something. Treat yourself. Don't cheat yourself, huh? Yeah. But shoot. Yeah, we're going to get ready to get out of here, you guys. I don't want to keep you too late, but yeah, it was a very unfortunate night of affairs with how they handled the Kambosos and Maxie Hughes event. The deception by the network on records and the fact that it was a championship fight. They didn't acknowledge Maxie Hughes as a champion or a title holder. They just talked about it being a title eliminator. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. So that sucked. And taking a final look at the poll here, most people feel that some form of protest from the fighters should take place with ESPN doing what they've done. I agree. And we're going to wrap that poll up now. So, you know, with 71 votes, I appreciate everybody that participated in that poll because it was important. Very important. But, yeah. We're going to get on up out of here. We got the answering the bell tomorrow. And salute to Jared 011 Green. The brother bought one of the Stormybman Mocha mugs, man. Appreciate that. Jared, you're going to like that, man. You're going to like it. They're pretty nice. I appreciate that. That's real support. Queen, that the IBF didn't have anything. They just called it an IBF eliminator. But the IBO title was held by Maxie Hughes. And there you go. It's like, you see the deception? ESPN is, man, they're really in the outhouse, man. You know, they are really in the outhouse with the foolishness that they do. But see, if don't nobody talk about it and put it out there, except for my voice, I'm just one voice in the wilderness. But think about all these big channels we got. We need people to say something about this foolishness. We really do. You know? But yeah. But I did my video breakdown of that fight for tonight. Yeah, I released it Thursday as a premiere. It's up on the main page. I did more revealing about who Maxie Hughes was in that video than ESPN did in the whole broadcast tonight. It's a doggone shame. And if ESPN called me and said, hey, Mr. Stormy B, man, would you like to work with us? I'd be like, no. No. So, yeah. Yeah, William, I appreciate it, man. I try to do what I can, you know what I'm saying? But they really, they really stunk up the joint tonight with how they handled things. Now, the fighters, again, that don't fall on them. It's ESPN. It's them, that network. You know? And George Kambosos better watch his back. They brought him in, but I don't think they brought him in for it to be a good thing. It's going to be a bad thing. So, with that being said, everybody, I hope you guys have a great rest of the evening. And, Tuesday morning, 4:30 in the morning, they're going to start that broadcast for the fight that's going to take place between Stephen Fulton and Monster Inoue. So I think the ring walks and everything will take place around 7 a.m. Central Time. So, but they said once the fight takes place, it'll be broadcast on ESPN all the rest of the day. You'll be able to catch it. So for some of you that won't be able to watch it because you're at work or on your way to work or whatever, you will be able to catch it after the broadcast on ESPN. So which is probably what I'm gonna have to do. So I want to say peace to everybody out there. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. Thank you for the super chats and the merchandise purchases. I appreciate everybody, man. Have a great night, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.